All right, welcome back to another video of the Target Individual Program, Target Individual Express. Just want to just review what happened. All right, again, so how they set this whole thing up. So my daughter, going to pick up my daughter from school. Of course, I picked her up, walked out of the schoolyard. Then she stops me, right, right where the police car is at, right, and then she tells me, "Oh yeah, Daddy, um, this kid hit me in the head with his lunchbox." I said, "Was it an accident?" She was like, "No." She was like, "It was during lunch, and he took his lunchbox and hit me in the head." I said, "Did you tell anybody there?" He said, "Yes, I told." She said, "Yes, I told Miss St. Clair." So I said, "What did Miss St. Clair do?" Right? What did Miss St. Clair do? She said she didn't do anything because she had to go take a survey or whatever, or what happened, right? So I'm like, okay, so no one, she didn't do anything. So again, and what that does is that now I have to go to the school tomorrow to speak to Miss Sinclair about what happened. See, they do this because again they want me in the school so they can carry on whatever subliminal what have you. And I'll oblige them. I'll go because this is my daughter and she needs to know that her dad, got her back, right? And as with my son, I'm not going to let them use kids to bully my children and me just not do anything because this is what they want to create, right? They want to be able to attack your family, and attack your kids. Now, if you got a problem with me, take it up with me. But these people are cowards, right? This is what they are. And the racists, the white racists on the police force, right? Those two white racist bastard cops, are they sitting over there? They know exactly what it is that they do. They know exactly how it is that they are using these weapons. And these black Negropeans, they're the stupid ones. They're the dummies. Okay? They're the stupid ones because they're being manipulated. Their children are failing in school, and this is what they have them engaging in. Right? Understand this. Because you know why? There are black people amongst us who believe that they are white people. Right? It's like you have these black cops in the police force. What happened? They brutalize, they frame, they lie on young black men, and they seem to forget that they were once young black men, and some of them are still young black men. Okay, so understand the weaponizing, the villainization that goes on. It is a trick. It is the white supremacist playbook. I know it all too well. Right throughout history, whether it be in Africa, the Caribbean, here in America, they have always used us, those among us who think or want to be part of their society, which they really don't want us. They just use us as tools to destroy each other and to hold us down, right? And or to tell us lies. Okay. So I go back to speak to her teacher now. So now you got the parents standing there, and they start targeting me, right? And then you had this one kid that started targeting me, young man. And as I was walking back, I gave him the middle finger just like that so you can see. I'm not going to do it in the screen, but I gave him the middle finger right up to his face so you can see. And I said, yes, now what? So anyway, like I said, when they get so aggressive, then I'm going to get aggressive. And so I go to speak to her teacher now. So her teacher's there, and she sees me coming back. And what does she do? She goes to the back where the other teacher, the white teacher, was at, right? Because my daughter has a black teacher and a white teacher. And now, why does she do this? Why does she do this? Because they're trying to send me this subliminal message that black women and white women are in solidarity with each other. And I'm just like, what a load of bullshit. What a load of bullshit. Okay? and as a black man, we have to understand this is the reason why they got rid of black male educators in the school system. Because they know that black women are easily manipulated and they want to be like white women. So they have aligned themselves within the school system with white women. Okay? You go to my daughter's school, she goes to PS6. I'll go to any school in New York. New York, the most segregated, and the vast majority of teachers in those schools are white women, white male, black females. There's barely any black male, and there's a reason why. There's a reason why. Because they're running psychological operation on our children, and because most of us are Negropean, we are Christianized, we just accept it. We just say, oh, okay, well, that's fine. Meanwhile, they are manipulating, psychologically brainwashing our children beyond just the educational aspect, the teachings. But what I'm talking about is direct programming in our children's mind, planting seeds of dysfunction, even more dysfunction, right? Because they're in control to see your child developing, right, and able to pick out to say, okay, well, this child, his parents is Christian, her parents is Christian. We're going to align ourselves with her. We're going to push her forward, right? And any other child who may not be Christian, right? What do you think they do? What do you think they do? Now, again, this doesn't happen with Ed, so don't take what I say with a grain of salt, right? But I know for a fact the psychological conditioning being done. This is why they remove the black male figure from the schools, and this is why you see the majority of white women, white male, and black female, and highly Christianized. This is why in Chicago they conspire together, right? White male teachers, white female teachers, okay, and you had two black administrators conspiring to get rid of a highly successful black male principal because he was Muslim. And these very same Christians will turn around and talk about they're being persecuted. Like I said, they can't say shit to me about they're being persecuted. I always tell them, you cannot say nothing to me about Christians being persecuted, because guess what? You do the same thing. You do the same thing. Like the United States government go to tell other countries, well, you know, you're violating the rights of your people. You are engaging in the violation of the people in your country's rights, of their human rights, of their civil rights. And the same thing is being done here in the United States. So I am glad when China says the United States shouldn't talk about civil rights violation. Look at what they're doing to their black citizens. Look at what they're doing to their non-white, non-Caucasian people in the United States. When Minister Farrakhan said the United States have no moral authority to stand on, he's absolutely right. I'm a living testament of that. A non-consensual human experimentation victim, right? A psychological experimentation and non-consensual victim of a psychological harassment program, a psychological brainwashing program, and a victim of the use of directed energy weapons to control my mind, a victim of non-consensual implantation. So the United States have committed gross civil rights violation, right, which goes against the Nuremberg Code, and they think that they can get away with it because they say, well, we are a world power and we can do whatever we want. Look at what they do in Africa, causing wars, assassinating black men, revolutionaries who are fighting for, right, the freedom of their country, and today the economic freedom of their country. Stealing the natural resources from Africans, installing puppets and manipulating elections so that their puppets will always win. And what happened when the people, when the military sees this and they say, you know what, whenever they're like, no, we're tired of this. Our people, we have a wealth of resources. Why is our people poor? So when they talk about China and Africa, I tell them just shut the hell up, because guess what? The U.S., Europe has been in Africa for over a century, right? And they have done nothing to improve the lives of African people, right? Even when African people, right, elect leaders to improve their life, they assassinate them. So you can't tell me shit about America having some moral authority, okay? And I consider myself more American than anything else. I wasn't born here, okay, but I came in when I was very young, right? I don't know more about American history than 90% of the people born here. Okay? And particularly as black people, I don't consider myself to be any different from any black person. Doesn't matter. They're in America, they're in Europe, they're in Africa, they're in the Caribbean. Doesn't matter. What matters to me is that I am black first. Before I am a nationality, before I am Nigel Nicholson, before I am anything else, I am black first. Because when I go out there in the world, that's how the world see me, and to them, I am a threat. The non-black world. When they see a black man, particularly when you're young, you're smart, you're ambitious, if they cannot control you, they seek to destroy you. And like I said, we have to look at the things that happen in here. 2 weeks ago, I did a video of what happened in Dallas, and I always say this: whenever you see, and it happened in the past, Rosewood, Black Wall Street. There's a town in Florida, I forgot the name of it also. But whenever black Americans build things, build towns and are prosperous, white people get angry, they get jealous, and they lie. They lie. They literally lie and use white women. Okay, the history is there. So as a TI, when they want to talk about like they're diving into your history, don't even pay them no mind. Because their history is far worse than anything that they can ever accuse you of. Okay? These Christians engaging in this sort of behavior against non-Christian people is not surprising, right? Because again, when we are younger, particularly as a black young man, we're ignorant to these things. But because they have, particularly black women, so highly Christianized, that they are the largest group of people, women in America that are religious, 86%, compared to 57% of white women, right? Compared to the low 60% for Hispanic women. Okay, so they know this is why they align themselves and they use white women as a tool. They've always used that. We see time and time again. They use white women against black men. They use white women to befriend black women. Look at Gloria Steinem, who was the who was the mother of modern day feminism. She was a CIA agent and a CIA plant. And what did she do? She co-opted the Black Power movement in the 70s. And what did she do? She aligned herself with black women to push that feminist idea that black men are oppressing them. Like how? How? Why? To take the focus off of white women, off of white men, in the minds of black women that they are the oppressor, and to say, no, the white man not impressing me. The white man gave me a job. Yeah, the white man gave you a job, but guess what? Why are you in corporate office? He's screwing you, right? Because he's fetishizing about you. Okay. And then you go home to your husband or to your man, and you want to act as if you wear the pants now. But you get into corporate America and it's, yes, sir, I'll do whatever you say, sir. Yes, sir, I need this right. I have it for you right now, sir. But you go home, your husband wants something, and you're sucking your teeth. You're highly disrespectful to him. This has been in the works for decades, and what we are looking at today with the division between black men and black women is the fruit of white racist conditioning of our people, particularly our women. And you look at it in the educational system. Right? And so they know, particularly, what they've done is villainize black men and black boys. And how they do it? Using trauma-based mind control programs. Right? Trauma-based, weaponizing each other against each other. Weaponizing ourselves against each other. Understand what it is. And as soon as I said that, yeah, the police siren. Yeah, because I know. And they know that I know. So like I said, I am ready to have this fight. Okay? Because guess what? Knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. And that is a true saying. This is why they have to dumb us down to keep us ignorant. This is why they poison our waters. They poison our food to keep us ignorant. They know exactly what they're doing, and I know exactly what they're doing. So let's have it. Okay? Let's have it. That fear-based shit don't mean nothing to me. I'm willing to die for my kids, for your kids. Okay? So let's go. Right? Because you will not try to push this, or if you become afraid, then we'll leave you alone. No, you won't. That just means that you've controlled me to the point where I can no longer speak the truth, and that's not going to happen. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? You won't catch me praying on my knees, but you'll catch me dying on my feet. Understand that, and fighting with every last breath that I have in my body. Okay? Heed this message. Your days are numbered. All right? Your days are numbered. And the more you attack me, is the more I become like this. All right? And if I have to defend myself physically against psychological attack, I know the law is on my side. I understand this, that I also know the law. I may not be an expert at it, but I know enough to say, and this is why I record, to prove and explain, to prove what it is that they're doing. So when I do defend myself, okay, and you let a perps get injured, hurt, or even die, you will understand. You will really understand. Because what's going to come next for you, you're going to wish you've never done this to anybody. And that includes me. Heed that message. Talk to you guys in the next video.